What would you say to somebody who has been really inspired about making videos and on fire with it and is now a bit resistant and not in momentum mode?
I would say give up. But if you don't give up, there's actually a better way. The better way is to realize this is the crucial moment, because this is the crucial moment with anything in life. There's the beginning is always the passion, the excitement, the joy, but that bubble has to burst. And when that bubble bursts, you have the choice to either chop wood and carry water and keep going regardless of how you feel, and keep your eye on the prize and know that continuing to do this work is going to take you to where you really want to be with something. And the other choice is to actually give up and stay in a place of mediocrity with the rest of the masses who, once they brush up against discomfort, the obstacles that are assuredly going to come, most people give up and then just stay in their little uncomfortable, comfortable zone. So it requires any form of mastery or success or really embodying true joy is going to require going through the muck. And if you're willing to just keep going no matter what, just to know that if you keep going, it may take a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years. If you keep going and courting your vision, then it'll actually bring you there. But it's not going to be fun all the time. It's not meant to be fun. If it was fun all the time, then everybody would be doing it and everybody would be successful. Everybody would be happy. But is that the case? It requires you actually really stepping up and climbing Mount Everest. Is Mount Everest climbing to the top going to be fun? But you're going to face a lot of things along the way. But at that top point is amazing. The other thing I just realized.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
see, you can knock things over on the journey.
Yes.
The other piece is this is karma yoga. Karma yoga is the joy is in the doing.
You know how crazy this is? I literally, as you were speaking, was hearing in my head, the joy is in the climb. The joy is in the
right.
climb. The joy, because
Right, that's the same thing. So, in teachings like the Bhagavad Gita, the masters, and one of our teachers, Guru Shankaracharya, they're always speaking about it's not the end point. It's about the journey and really focusing on putting your love, your joy into these mundane tasks, into the day in and day out stuff. That's where the juiciness, that's where the mastery is. If you can put the joy in the doing rather than the joy in the result, that will bring you through. That's karma yoga, can bring you through into a state of true joy.
so how can someone in Mindful YouTube University apply that to the video creation process? Like they're about to broadcast their YouTube channels, some of them.
Okay, so some of what's going on is your resistance, your fear of judgment. You're about ready to broadcast on the whole wide web. Some people you know and people who you don't know are going to be seeing you. So that also is going to be another piece that you're going to have to address, is the fear that's coming up. Am I afraid of being judged? And almost all of us are afraid of being judged. And if you're afraid of being judged, then really what you're afraid of is that judgment that they're going to hold on you is also going to mean that they're not loving you or accepting you. So then the fear is actually not just judgment, and the fear is actually, I'm not going to be accepted. And if I'm not accepted in love, then who am I to anybody? Where's my value? Where do I belong? All of these kind of questions. So it's important to address the fear. So you're getting ready to post. Great. Address the fear and be willing. This is a courageous path. MYU is a courageous path. Posting yourself, sharing yourself is courageous. Being willing to be judged and keep going is courageous. But anybody who is in a form of success has had to face that piece, who they're going to be judged by their clients, by their family, by their friends, etc. We all have got to face it. This is your opportunity. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, totally. And
Cool.
last thing,
Yeah.
how have you broken through other people's judgments? How have you lived your life so authentically?
It's been a long path. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest and didn't have any of these Eastern teachings or wisdom teachings that supported us living in the world. So how have I broken through it? Through meditation, through a support of teachers who have been embodying a wisdom and that authenticity already. So watching them, being around them, being supported by them, being reminded by them that it's not about what people are thinking about you. It's about living in truth, living and being truth, living and actually expressing as a hiccup. Shankaracharya says, be a hiccup of God. Just everything that's coming out is just all spontaneity, all spontaneous. It's just
free of the edit button.
You're not thinking. You're just being. You're not even doing. It's not the ego of doing is a big trap. That's a trap of separation. It's the ego of actually being in the moment, and then the self-serving ego is kind of diminished in there, and it's actually just spontaneous expression. But we edit all of that stuff, and that keeps us bound. Keeps us fearing judgment.
So the two ways you've broken through is through meditation and having models in your life, teachers who are already embodying that. Anything else?
Sadhana. So
Spiritual
I'll use
practice.
spiritual practices, mantras. I spent a 10-year internship with the shamans in Peru, which all supported all the work that I've been doing with Shank all these years. So it's really about addressing the self-serving ego. The self-serving ego is always trying to keep separate.
Thank
and
you,
we
my
want
love.
unity.
Yeah.
So I'm wishing you the courage, the strength, the clarity to see through the bind of resistance and fear and break through and open up into the next area of expansion, joy, amazingness, because you're on this path and your courage to even go through this is awesome. So I encourage you to keep going.
And why? Why does it matter?
Why does it matter? If the fear that you are experiencing right now is a fear that all of us are experiencing or have experienced. And that the stronger, the bigger the fear is, that represents a greater obstacle. And if you're able to break through it, you're actually being of service to all of humanity, because if you're able to break through it, it actually makes it easier for the next person to break through it and the next person. It's kind of like, it's called morphic resonance. So as the man or woman breaks the speed barrier, the fastest man or fastest woman in the world, it always gets broken because it opens up the doorway. When it's broken, it opens up the doorway for the next speed barrier to be broken. And that person who breaks it actually supports the next person to break it at the next level.
You show what's possible for others, and then others know it's possible, so then it makes it easier for them to do it too.
And the field recognizes now the possibility, so it's held in the field called Prakriti. And when that field is broken to that next level, it's held in the group psyche that the next level is possible. Before that, the whole evolution and the possibility was smaller. Now, every time you and I and all of us break through that next barrier, it makes it that much easier and more possible for the next barrier and the next barrier and the next barrier.
Ooh, I love it.
Woohoo!
Thank you, my love. And
My
so
honor.
it is.
And so it is.